Hello, my name's Chris, this is Blue Kraken Gaming, and welcome back to Satisfactory, where if you are enjoying the series, I would ask that you please consider leaving a like, a comment or a subscription. Any or all help the channel grow and they help get this out in front of other people, so thank you very much to those of you that do that. Now, in our last episode, we were working on our refineries on the top floor of our oil plant, and I needed to go back and get some resources, which I went and did. You can probably also tell that I finished off that kind of big leaning window that we started looking at the end of last episode, and I've put some lights in to have a look at that. And I've also started trying to detail the outside of the other building. So on our top refinery floor, top fuel plant floor, I've just put some windows there, a bit of detailing. You can see we've got this glass column here, and that actually links up to this road here, where we've got two conveyors which feed into this block behind us, which are going to be carrying the plastic and the rubber into the train station. So a little bit of help with this from you guys. First off, I've just very bluntly kind of snapped those two together to try and get it to turn the corner. This one doesn't look so bad, although it's not brilliant. The one over this side, though, is in much, much worse shape. So if you guys know of a better way to, like, seam these together, can you let me know? Because I'd really, really like that. And we've got our glass lift here, so we can kind of see all of the resources coming up and down. Why is that top one poking out? That's got me worried now. I've not got that top one right. But the fun thing with today is today we get to turn this whole building on. Oh, it was just a visual glitch because that looks like it's hooked into the top there. Yeah, look, it's a visual glitch. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's that one above. It's not right. Oh, let's just put that in then. There we go. Yeah, and I've just surrounded this as a glass lift because I kind of like looking at them going around. But yes, today we get to turn it on, make sure it all works. Now, one thing I have done is I've finished all the pipe work up here. And to deal with the fact that we've got 3 outputs coming into 2 inputs down below, the 2 banks that are facing each other basically go into their own pipe. But what I've done around the back is the 2 outer ones that don't have like a resource to face. They loop around the back here, join together, and I valve them so there's no sloshing. Pop in here, and then they split 50-50 to make up the remainder, and then go into each of the 2 facing ones. So that's how I've done it to get the 3 into 2. And that should balance out quite nicely. I then have all of the materials coming along these 2 belts here, and going along, and that's where they'll enter the glass lift. And I've got some overflows and smart splitters and everything to try and get that straightened out. Now, one of the things that I was doing some maths on is each of these banks, so this is doing 200. So each of these banks are doing 200 apiece because they're 10 refineries, which means I'm going to be creating 600 plastic and 600 rubber. Now, the tier 4 belt can only hold 470, 480. So off camera, I did go and use some tickets to give me access to the tier 5 belt, and I've bought some resources to cover that off. So I just want to quickly set this up so that I can cope with those amount of resources. Now, it's not going to get that many to the train station, but that's fine. Primarily because this is also supplying fuel, I need to make sure that these refineries don't back up, because if they're producing fuel, then I run the risk of... Ooh, come on. There's one in there, you can see it. I run the risk of backing up and having my power grid collapse a little bit. So that's why I want to... There we go. At least get it to this point. At least get it to the smart splitters at the rate of 500. So then if there is any overflow, after that it's fine. But I can have all 600 coming along here. It can only cope with 480 coming out of there. So the remaining rest of it gets put into here and sunk, which is fine. I'm just going to do that as well. We are going to need to work on aluminium because I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start needing these belts more and more. But I think the next big project, I want to try and sort out the copper lines because we've been neglecting that from day one. But today we get to turn this on, which I'm very excited about. Let's just make sure my customizer is correct. Yep, you're doing pipes. And so when I hook these up, everything should wake up. Okay, there's oil. We got oil coming in. I see some green lights beginning to pop up. That's looking promising. I'm waiting to see our first piece of... oh, there's some rubber. We've got rubber and plastic, so that is definitely coming through. Good. Where's our heavy oil? We've got a little bit of heavy oil coming out here, but it looks like everything's kind of still warming up where it's on a... well, because that's how you do pipes, isn't it, really? It's a manifold system. So that's all still warming up. That's looking good. But I've got to properly wait for it to warm up for it to get that heavy oil residue straightened out. Because we haven't got any power going up yet, but I wouldn't expect us to. Right, you guys should be flowing at 600 apiece. Yep, flow rate 600, 600. So they are all flowing at max, which is good. You're now full of oil, which is great, which means the rest of the bank should be slowly warming up. Is that what's going on? Are you still filling? Yeah, you're still filling. You're still filling. Okay, so it's taking a little while to warm up. So that's what's going on there. We've got some heavy oil coming through. Hoping it can make it over this jump. Wow, that... yeah, because I put a pump on this one to make sure that it definitely could. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of getting there. I'm wondering if this one needs a pump as well. Just a little tier 1 pump to help it. And then we can grab... where is a power line? Anywhere. You'll do. There we go, just to help it over. Yeah, that's working that better. And let's paint that appropriately. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our oil. Let's go and check on our blenders, which are the floor below. No, that's the fuel. So the blenders are in here. Okay, so that's the fuel. Blenders look like they're working up. 98% efficiency. That's okay, because that's still just as it's warming up a little bit. Beautiful, so we're mixing all of that. You are missing fuel. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, so that's going to be idle as well. That's still, in theory, warming up and getting into its overflow, but they are running. Which means, in theory, if I check some power now... yeah, look, the power's beginning to creep up. We're starting and sputtering because we don't have consistent flow all the way through yet. Yeah, like this pipe, we're getting towards having a full flow of 600. Yes, because they're all overclocked, aren't they? That's why that's why they're white. Yeah. So that's okay. These shouldn't be filling. They should be filling and draining at roughly the same rate. So we should have some fuel generators burning. Lovely. So that's this floor. We've got some on the floor below, but again, you can see it's all manifold. It's all the near ones that are going. And we've got a few on this floor going. Excellent. Okay. Let's go back, check on the oil or the refineries on the top floor, see how they're doing. Oh, wow. Okay. Why is this plastic backed up already? Yeah, no, that is set to overflow, isn't it? Yeah, overflow. Okay, so that's stuttering because that's going from a tier 5 belt into a tier 4 lift. Which means we are getting the odd little bit coming through. That's okay. I'm surprised more's not pushing through there. Right, hang on. I think what I need to do is... No, not the power line. Give me the belt 4. Oh, that is a belt 4. Okay. And you're a belt 5. Okay. Alright, that looks like it's flowing then. Just surprised how full this is. And that's a belt 5. Don't understand why it's stuttering. Because in theory that should still be taking it super quick. What have we got down here? This one's looking pretty backed up. Have I got a belt 4 somewhere? No, you're belt 5. That's all belt 5 all the way. That shouldn't be doing that. That should free flow, because a belt 5 can take twice as much as a belt 4. What happens if I just upgrade it this side as well? Ah, okay. So I missed that little bit. It still stutters. If I do that, that should... So that flows nicely. But that means we've got 480 on this belt. If we've got 480 on this belt, why is it slowing here? Because that means we've got less than 480 on this one. Because that's flowing perfectly, which is fine. But this isn't getting backed up and sending anything to an overflow yet. Let's make sure that the overflow itself is... Because it's not happening with the rubber, which is interesting. It's almost like... Yep. That's what it looks like it was. Right, okay. And then you need to go here. There we go. Right. So that should set that running. then need to put the merger back. And you need to be a belt 4. Okay, that's now flowing. It's still stuttering. I mean, is that just purely because of the backlog? You're a belt 4. That needs to be a belt... No, that is a belt 5. I mean, this doesn't need to be a belt 5, but it's not, so that's okay. None of these things are overclocked, are they? Yeah, they're all just 20 a minute. I mean, it's not backing up in here, even though it looks like it's not flowing steadily. Odd. Very odd. Very, very odd. Right, we'll replace that with a lift 5. But I find it weird that it's not happening with the rubber. The rubber is keeping pace. How's our fuel looking? It's still winding up, but we've definitely got a lot of them turned on. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just going to have to leave... Oh, look, that looks like it's cleared its backlog now. That looks better. That's more what I expected to see. Okay, that's fine. Don't mind some going down into the sink. Okay. How are we looking on the blender floor? You guys are almost now all full up. We've just got a couple. 178. What's your flow through? 200. 402. That's interesting. So at this stage, we've got, well, not a consistent flow. I don't like the way these are flashing or flickering yellow. So you're getting the leftovers from 2 of them, and you're on 56. I mean, it's saying you only need 5 a minute, and you're taking a little while to get there. Oh. Oh, was that it? You just were... Yeah, it ran through again. What is your flow rate? 60 a minute. It should be 100 a minute. I mean... Yeah, that's full. So it's not the water, it is the heavy oil residue. Have we got something going on upstairs that is slowing us down? What have we got? So you've got... You're a full pipe. You're full pipe but not quite 600. You're not. Okay. Okay. $400, $300. Alright. What have we got going on at the back here? With our nice complicated bits. So you've got 57 a minute coming through. Ooh. Which... You should have 100 a minute coming through. Oh, hang on. You're missing oil. How are you missing oil? Aha! That'll do it. Right, so that should start that going. Okay. There we go. So you guys just need to buffer up a little bit. You've got... Yeah, you've got oil, haven't you? Yeah. So it was just this one. Okay. Which means your flow should have picked up. My rate of 200. That feels faster than it should be, but okay. Alright, yeah, because these guys are both valved to stop them flowing into each other other than through here. 150 in that direction. 130 in that direction. Well, that's not right. They've both slowed down now. Because that one's making 100. Oh. Autosave. There we go. Right, that one bank's making 100. This bank should be making 200. Yeah. You're full. Why were you yellow a second ago? Oh! Okay. Here we go. Bug fixing for today. Right, that should flood a lot more rubber through. It's going to take a little while to clear that backlog. Yeah, so now we are sinking some more rubber. That's going to take a little while to clear. Okay. And this is what today's episode is all about. Bug fixing. Finding out what's wrong with all of them. Okay, let's just make sure I've not done the same on this one. No, you've still got all of your plastic coming through. Good. Okay, and we're going to need to figure out what we're going to do with the roof on this floor and what we're going to do with all that space at the back. That'll be fun. Right, you're still clearing your backlog. Yeah. Definite backlog now. Very glad I put that Mark 5 belt straight in here. I need to keep that sink going. There we go. So they're flowing nicely now. That's all going down to the train station. Okay. What's that done for the blenders? Because that should give us a bit more heavy oil coming through. Yeah, they're looking almost all white. There's just one still trying to sort itself out. How's our power looking now? Still bouncing up and down, but we're up to nearly 30,000, so we've given ourselves a lot more power. You're still clearing your backlog. Right, you are now empty. You're now empty. You've still got a fair amount to clear. But they are clearing it, which is good. Which means their oil production, or the heavy oil residue, is up to snuff. The flow rate peaks and troughs and whatnot, but that's... that will do what it does. I mean, to be fair, we're only making 200. This didn't need to be a Mark II pipe. This only really needed to be a Mark... But we are getting some flows higher than that, but... It is what it is. I'm not going to sit there and valve all of it, but... Okay, so you're still now clearing your backlog. But that is going nicely. We should have rubber and plastic flowing down like a waterfall. Beautiful. We check. See, that looks quite nice. That's why I wanted that to be viewed from the front, because I thought that would be very cool, and then you can kind of see it under all the glass floors. Wearing along here. And they will just run into those train stations, which is awesome. I think where we may have a problem, and this is just occurring to me now, is when those train stations get backed up and backlogged, I might need to put a second awesome sink up there and have plastic and rubber each going into their own sinks, because if they both fully back up, we're producing 800 of each, which is more than a single line can cope with. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I think we will just, even if it's just for now, because we haven't got a use for all of these yet. Congratulations, you're now Mark II pole. And I'm going to do this very rough and ready at the moment. I'm just going to grab that and bring it around the side here and pop it in there. Okay, so rubber and plastic now have their own sinks, which means we should never have to worry about overloading one of those sink belts, which is fine. And we can constantly flow stuff down. Okay, alright. I mean, I'd call that a success. We're still waiting for some of this backlog to... Ooh, that backlog looks like it's getting worse. I'm hoping that is just because these guys are still emptying their entire inventory. Yeah, you're now nearly down. You're down to 20, 35, 50, 151. Right, well, let's take yours out because you're going to be the worst offenders. In fact, shall we just take all of them because we can sink them back at base if needs be. Okay. That should... Yeah, so that's cleared that line. So that should hopefully clear that out in a moment, which will then let that... Because I just don't want a backlog to cause a problem across the board. Okay, so that's this one now sorted, which should hopefully let that backlog start clearing, because there definitely is one. Yeah, you're still backlogging onto the belts at the moment, which is fine. I just don't want to get that built up. Yeah, you're now clearing. That's staying clear. This is now cleared up. Yeah, so it's just as it gets to this point, that's going to start flowing a bit more freely. There we go. Right, that's that all nice and sorted out. Cool. Okay, so that's now all flowing freely across the board. Excellent. How are we doing on our blenders? Why are there still yellow lights on these blenders? Why are there still yellow lights on these blenders? These are the bits... This is now what we need to figure out. I am hoping it is just a case of... Right, watch this for a second. Yeah, you didn't quite get to 5 to 10 then, did you? Yeah, so you're now having to... How much have you got coming through here? 50, which is fine. Your flow rate is 49.6. Okay, well, let's push it up to, I don't know, 75. A little bit more come through if it needs to. Push this valve up as well to 75, because I don't know whether it is just a case of the valve is, I don't know, we set it at 50 but it always stays just under that. That seems to have sorted you out quite nicely. Right, what's going on with you, my friend? Why are you... You have nothing. Are you not connected? Okay, right, set that to pipes. Oh, hang on. That pipe's going straight through. That's not right. Oh. Okay. That one's unusual. Not seen that one before, where it's just gone kind of straight through. So then you can go in there. Right, you're now getting some. That's got you going. You're still full at the end, and you're filling before it finishes. Excellent. So you're now gaining. You're now full. You're full. So that should be 100% across the board. Lovely. Okay, so that should be all of our fuel sorted out. Lovely. Okay. You're now at a full 600. You're bouncing around like a yo-yo. But you're pretty steady. Net in and out. That's staying pretty level. Staying pretty level. Your flow rate is about 600. Okay. Alright. Just make sure we're not getting any backup of residue. No, they're all emptying nice and quick. So how are we looking on the fuel? Oh, they're looking all nice and green. Still spiking up and down a little bit. I want that to level itself out. Is that still just... Why are you red? Why is there a red one at the end? Hang on, what's going on here? You're out of fuel. There's no fuel in this pipe. Okay. This is going to be where I've set the valves to be exact, isn't it? And they're having the same problem, yeah. So we'll push you up to, I don't know, 130. You can go up to 250. Yeah, look, the needle is just under. We'll just let that flow a bit more. That pipe is full. I mean, let's just open the taps and see what it does actually. Because all I really need to do is stop the backflow. And this is 586. It's flooding at just under 200. This one's flooding at just under 200 as well, but it doesn't need to be. But that should hopefully keep all of them fueled. Yeah, that's full. What's just doing that done to our power? Let's put it up a bit. I think that might be it. I think I've been too tight with the valves. I think we just need to open them all. And just let the fuel flow. Yeah, look, I can see some yellow ones at the end. If they were choked, because it's been mucking around with the valves, that would do it. Right. Open you, and open you. Right. Yeah, you're now flowing at 600. Yeah, you've got red ones at the end. I bet you were choked as well. I bet if I come down here, the fuel is going to have dropped off. But now I've flooded it. Oh, well, that last one's not even plugged in. That'll do that one. Right, okay. Customizer, you need to be standard fix-it swatch. Because there's our fuel pipe. Right, you've got the teeny tiniest amount of fuel in you. You guys are missing at the back here as well. Why? Why are we missing some at the back? There's fuel in the pipes. It's fallen to 500 as a flow rate. How much have we got coming down? I'm saying you got 500 in there. Okay, back to the blenders. Are you guys working at full whack again? Yeah, they're all still going. 600, 599, where? And 600. Okay. Why is that fuel rate climbing? So you're both at 600. Why is this pipe not flowing at 600? This is the ground floor pipe as well. We did just release all the valves, didn't we? Yeah. Why are you only going at 591? What happens if I just, I don't know, take that off? What does that make your flow rate do? Come on. Flow rate 200. Right, well, let's just take it off for this floor then. Because this floor appears to be misbehaving. So now what does that do to the flow rate? Come on. I want to see you hit 600. Come on. Slightly longer episode for you guys today, looking at my little clock. Come on. Go on. One more. There we go. 600. That should fill everything. Okay, you guys are red because you guys are out of fuel. I'm hoping as you're... Yeah, the guys next to you fill up. It should hopefully sort itself out soon. I think we do just need to leave this running. Yeah, because you guys at the end are empty, but you're still filling. You're empty. Interesting. Why are you empty? There's fuel in your pipe. Let's just try and reconnect it. No connection. Ah, you haven't got a power thing. That'll do it. Right, where were you guys hooked in? You guys were hooked in like that. There we go, that's that one turned on. Okay, immediately got 50 fuel in it. You're still filling. I mean, I've just flooded the whole thing, so it may take a while to shake itself out. Because these guys are going to be filling, and the pipe itself is going to take more than it needs to balance these guys. Yeah, look, they're still filling. Right, I'm hoping that's going to shake itself out over time. But either way, we are now producing a nice large amount of plastic, a nice large amount of rubber, and now it's going to be a case of, you know, decorating this factory. So let me know what you guys think about that. What do you think about the front? If you've got any ideas on how to tweak the side bit here, all very useful, all very much appreciated. Yeah, look, that's backed up now. That's why I wanted to do the awesome sync. Here comes the train. Yeah. Cool. So yes, as usual, likes, comments, subscriptions, they help the channel grow, they help get this out in front of other people. I hope you guys have enjoyed this as a project. I mean, I have to admit, I have. and this is now at full capacity now. But yeah, thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you all next time.